Onyx Money Transfer is giving you an unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October. Yes! From now till the end of October, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice when you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland with Supersonics Money Transfer. Amazing! So from now till the end of October, every time you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice. Only 100 bags available, so hurry now and be part of the 100 lucky winners in this special unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October with Supersonics Money Transfer. Enjoy our safe, fast, reliable and convenient money transfer service with the largest payout network in the Gambia with charges starting from $0. Yes! Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. The unbeatable bonanza with Supersonics.
alnal badi malam neena jël sus
dama ne ba olof di wax naan loxo kadior dafa wessandoo li ya taxoon ñu ko wax ñi nga xamantene ñoy ndaanaani Gambie ñom lañ bëgg gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiwal ndaanaan du fi jeex jëm leen nak jappale ndaanaan ñi réew mi li kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juroom ben muy on the 26th of September juroomi waxtu ye ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamantene ñu ngi biir Gambie and nak ak Gambia Talents Promotion ñoo leen indil programme bi ni ci njàppandal ak dimbale ab lay mbay ma nekk Sweden yan ndaanaan ñoo ci nekk Jali Mahtar Jeng mi nga xamantene ñepp xam nañ ko ci wali xalam Fayangom mi nga xamantene ci wali baat bu neex ba ñepp xam nañ ko Jali Nene Suso Ami Sosé ci wali ngoya Ami Cham Jali Ansu ci wali balafon dama ni ñi ñepp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jappalé len mbam gatan nak wa ci jur gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamanteni corona gi ne na assalamu alaykum be liggéey ñu ngi tok te amuñ xey kon li motax ñuy leena indil programme bi muy a virtual fundraising programme di amé online ñu ngi ci o nak képp ko xamantene Gambian nga pour nga japp ci li di ci o garmi ñek gor ñek geer ñi ñem ñu ngi leen ci o ñu ngi ci o Fatou Menga Mboro ci Nottingham di ci o Yakomba Koy Tala ci London ñu ngi ci o Asi Camara ci Sweden di ci o Aida Ndiaye mu Dado Sila di ci o Aissatou Haidara mu Moro Balde ci Manchester o ci Khadi Conte Sweden o ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci o Mami Jane Ndour America ñu ngi ci o Aida Malik Mbay ci Leicester kon yeen ñep ñu ngi leena o programme bi seen programme la
commands authorization. If you do anything, I'm sorry, if there's any adverse report against you, you'll be repatriated here in the Gambia, and of course, it may not be good for you. We will not receive you kindly, we'll deal with you accordingly. I hope I'm understood now. Yes, sir. Okay? You are going to Sudan. Respect the culture of the people of that country. Respect the tradition of that country. I hope you understand. Yes, sir. Please, if you do, then you can keep the flag of the Gambia higher and higher. There is no doubt, I'm sure you people are too smart here. You can perform your duty without any adverse report, and we are expecting that. Well done. Yes, sir. Gambians in the past, if you look at the record, we've performed extremely well, and I would expect you people to do more than your predecessors, those who were there before you. Let us be very careful. Wherever you are going, make sure you have your contemporaries going with you. Don't go alone in Sudan. You know the place very well. So some of you, maybe this is the first time, but please just respect them like you would respect yourself. They say, do unto others as you wish others to do unto you. Huh? Do you get me? Any question, please? No, maybe they are not happy. Are you okay? Okay, thank you very much indeed. I'm so, without any prejudice, we would expect you to perform your duty, but anybody who may do anything other than the mandate of the UN, I am sorry, you regret it. And I do not want to, to give you such, comment. Of course not. I just want to pray for all of you here. You can go in peace, perform your duty in peace, come back in peace and meet us in peace.
Batch of the last military troops depart today at the Banjul International Airport to Sudan for peacekeeping mission. Urge them to respect the culture and tradition of Sudan, and anyone who violates the laws will be repatriated back to the Gambia and the person will be dealt with. He added by express his appreciation and thanked the troops for their hard work, dedication and commitment, but also remind them of the UN's mission to be law-abiding and not to disobey their leaders. This is another contingent of the armed forces set to go for peacekeeping in Sudan, after 2 batches arrived a week ago. While the contingent left, the last batch of those that went on the same peacekeeping mission arrived at the airport, and they were received by high personnel from the military. Upon arrival, Mr. told the batch they will be taken to quarantine for 14 days.
To you all. And I also like to join the general to welcome you back to the source of the Gambia. And let me also say that everybody, all Gambians are very happy to have you in the Gambia. And I'll also join the Commodore to welcome you back, as I said. So my job here is to give you and as you understand, so what we have now in the whole world is the corona pandemic. It is pandemic in the sense that it has not spared any nation. And for that matter, the Gambia also has not been spared. So in other words, the Gambia also is affected by the pandemic. So in order to protect its citizens, the government of the Gambia has also put in place some regulations. And these regulations, it has to be obeyed by every citizen of the country. And therefore, Gambia Armed Forces is also no exception. So in that sense, once you arrive here, you are going to be quarantined. You are going to be quarantined, and you are going to be tested for the coronavirus. And we are going to do everything to expedite this process in order to allow you to join your families. So if you are tested and you are positive, so in that case you must observe the 10 to 14 days of quarantine period. You are going to be treated until you are negative, then you will be allowed to go and join your families. That is if you are positive. If you are negative, you are going to be released as soon as possible to go and join your families. But also your results can be, inconclusive. That is, it is neither positive or neither, negative. That is, it is not negative, it is not positive. That's called inconclusive. So if your test happen to be inconclusive, you are going to be, you are going to continue your quarantine for another 3 days. In order for you to be tested again, if you are positive, if you are negative, then you'll be allowed to go and join your family. And this quarantine, it is done for your best interest and for the best interest of your families also. Because, I know every one of you is eager to join your family, but you don't want to take coronavirus to your family. So this quarantine is not a punishment for you. It's good for you and also for your family, because we want you to reach your family in a very good state of health. So we expect the maximum cooperation from you all. The Public Health Department also is ready to expedite the testing process. You are going to be lodged in the hotels, the best of the hotels in the Gambia, to make you comfortable. So the following day, probably in the morning, we are going to take your samples. And as I said, this process is going to be expedited in order to know your status and allow you to get back to your families. And I've also communicated this to your doctors there well before you came. And I hope the message has been communicated to you well before your arrival. I hope everything is clear. Is there any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, if points all clear, then thank you very much for the attention, and I welcome all of you back to the source of the Gambia. Thank you very much.
Lieutenant Colonel Yoro N. Jalo, the contingent commander of Gambia 22 from Darfur.
1 year 6 months in Darfur. How would you describe the situation?
Yes, this is a very, very unique contingent for the first time in the history of the Gambia Armed Forces to be deployed for so long. Usually missions are usually 6 months, 1 year, but for Gambia 22, due to the situations in Darfur, we were deployed for a period of 1 year, 6 months for the first time in the history of the Gambia Armed Forces. But anyway, by far and large, for us, we were prepared for it. As soldiers, we were both physically prepared and mentally prepared for it, and psychologically also prepared for it. So it was not a surprise, and it was not a doubt. It's when you are deployed, it's the time of going that you know, but when you have to come back, that is not certain.
So what were some of the challenges that you have encountered?
Challenges are numerous. Peacekeeping is associated first with security challenges. You have a lot of security challenges, a lot of uncertainties, and for this contingent, we also had along with us the invisible enemy, the covert, and the isolation from your family and loved ones. These are all challenges, the difference in culture and so on. But by our soldiers, as I said, we can easily adapt, and adjust as quickly as possible. So we were able to adjust and adapt as quickly as possible.
Because the contingent commander, how would you describe the resilience of the contingent?
Yes, definitely. I want to seize this opportunity to seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank my gallant young officers and soldiers. Definitely, throughout the 1 year, 6 months, they have demonstrated high level of professionalism, dedication, commitment, discipline, and they discharge their responsibility with a high sense of responsibility. Definitely, they have been very good and excellent ambassadors of the Gambia Armed Forces and the Gambia as a country.
The situation of COVID-19, I know there are many things, but
yes, of course, it affected our operational capabilities because as it was here, there were a lot of restrictions, especially observing the social distance and so on. And also in the discharge of our duties, we also make sure that we observe the social distance even during our patrols. Sometimes, we used to talk to the locals, ask them how they feel, but with the coming of the COVID, though we are still, it could not stop us from our duties, but at least it has some limitations on our duties.
Can you tell us the number of male and female officers you have under your command?
Yes, I have 14 officers, 14 female officers, and the rest out of 132 are male.
Thank you.
So definitely I would want to seize this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia and the Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, His Excellency Adama Barrow, and also want to thank the military leadership under the Chief of Defense Staff, Gambia Armed Forces. I want to thank the elders of the Gambia, and I want to thank the entire Gambia. I want to thank our wives and our loved ones, and I want to thank each and everybody for the prayers and also for keeping our families back home safe until today. Definitely, it is great, and I want to thank each and every one of you for all the prayers and the good wisdom. Thank you.
To inform you about his satisfaction about your performance out there in Darfur, particularly under these difficult circumstances during this pandemic of COVID-19. He asked me to thank you most sincerely, particularly your commander, your contingent commander, for having fulfilled the assignment that was given to you almost 18 months ago. The Chief of Defense Staff asked me also to inform you that reports that have been reaching him were all favorable and there were no adverse reports about you. However, he asked me to inform you that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been some preventive measures imposed by the Ministry of Health, also in accordance with the World Health Organization, to prevent the spread of the pandemic, particularly for those arriving in the country. Therefore, you will be quarantined in the isolation centers and be subjected to COVID-19 test. Those of you
that will prove negative will be allowed a temporary reprieve to go to your homes and wait for further instructions. Those of you whose test will be, or may God forbid, inconclusive or positive, will have to undergo the necessary medical measures, the necessary treatment and isolation until you are proven negative. For other administrative issues regarding disembarkation leave and financial aspects, your commanding officer will be informed of the day and time that the Chief of Defense Staff himself will meet you and give you the necessary briefings and give you your well-deserved disembarkation leave, and also the other financial aspects will be adequately and properly taken care of. Meanwhile, whilst at the temporal isolation centers, your families will be allowed to interact with you, observing physical distancing and the normal safety precautions. Since they miss you for so long, they have the right and you have the right to interact with them, but of course observing the preventive measures that are already in place. If there are any questions regarding the medical and other instructions, you may be able to ask Dr. Conte, who is here with me, who will give you the medical briefing, and then you will be taken away to your various isolation centers. Your luggage will follow you, and all the administrative issues will be adequately and properly taken care of. On that note, I wish to thank you most sincerely, particularly the contingent commander, the Chief of Defense Staff, and all the officers, principal staff officers, service commanders, men and women of the Gambia Armed Forces are very proud of you. And then to you all, welcome home. And the status quo that you have been maintaining to wait for extra weeks and the patience that you have exercised, I urge you to continue to maintain that status quo. If there are any questions, I am open to answer before I invite Dr. Conte to give you the medical brief. Any questions? Officers? Contico, any question?
No problem, that is it.
Okay, on that note, Dr. Conte, I invite you to give the medical brief.
So that they can understand that this, of course, it has to be done.
Yeah, so we, the families of these soldiers, we will tell them, just to be patient. I know, most of them are eager to see their wives or their husband or their fathers or mothers, but we'll just tell them that we are going to quarantine them, for their own interest, because we just want to make sure they don't have any coronavirus. So so the quarantine is gone in that line. So let us just be patient and then allow them to undergo the same quarantine like any other Gambian. As we are going to tell them, as I said, when they are negative, immediately we are going to release them to join their family. Anybody that is positive, we are going to treat the person until he is free of COVID, then we release him to join his family. So in other words, this quarantine is done for the best interest of every one of their associates, be their family, be their friends, be their wives, daughters, children, husbands. So let them just be patient and then, understand the situation.
Thank you. Alaji. I'm the Director for Peace Support Operations for the Gambia Armed Forces.
Sir, could you kindly dilate more on the issue of the peacekeeping in Darfur? What happened to the issue of the downside?
We started the participation of the Gambia Armed Forces in Darfur in 2004 under the auspices of the African Union. And in 2007, December thereabout, the mission transitioned into a hybrid mission called the United Nations Africa Union mission in Darfur. And this was precisely in December of 2007. Now, when this mission transitioned into a United Nations AU hybrid, the number increased from 196 to 208. And 18 thereabout, the UN passed a resolution for the drawdown of the mission in terms of the
Supersonic's money transfer is giving you an unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October. Yes! From now till the end of October, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice when you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland with Supersonic's money transfer. Amazing! So from now till the end of October, every time you receive monies in the Gambia from UK, Europe, USA, Canada and Switzerland, you stand a chance of winning a bag of rice. Only 100 bags available, so hurry now and be part of the 100 lucky winners in this special unbeatable bonanza from now until the end of October with Supersonic's money transfer. Enjoy our safe, fast, reliable and convenient money transfer service with the largest payout network in the Gambia with charges starting from $0. Yes! Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. The unbeatable bonanza with Supersonics.
alnal badi malam neena jël sus
dama ne ba olof di wax naan loxo kajoor dafa weesandoo li ya taxoon ñu ko wax ñi nga xamantene ñoy ndaanaani Gambie ñom lañ bëgg gestu ci programme defal leen fundraising programme ku fi siiw ñoo la siiwal ndaanaan du fi jeex jëm leen nak jappal ndaanaan ñi réew mi li kañ la ñaar fukki fan ak juroom ben muy on the 26 of September juroomi waxtu ye ca Gambie dama ne li xalam di wax muy ndaanaan yu mag ñi nga xamantene ñu ngi biir Gambie and nak ak Gambia Talents Promotion ñoo leen indil programme bi ni ci njàppandal ak dimbale ab lay mbay ma nekk Sweden yan ndaanaan ñoo ci nekk Jali Mahtar Jeng mi nga xamantene ñepp xam nañ ko ci wali xalam Fayangom mi nga xamantene ci wali baat bu neex ba ñepp xam nañ ko Jali Nene Suso Ami Sosé ci wali ngoya Ami Cham Jali Ansu ci wali balafon dama ni ñi ñepp dinañ nekk ci programme bi pour jappalé len mbam gatan nak way ci jur gi la bokk kon gestu suñ daanaan yi ndax ba nga xamanteni corona gi neena assalamu alaykum be liggéey ñu ngi tok te amuñ xey kon li motax ñuy leena indil programme bi muy a virtual fundraising programme di amé online ñu ngi ci o nak képp ko xamantene Gambian nga pour nga japp ci li di ci o garmi ñek gor ñek geer ñi ñem ñu ngi leen ci o ñu ngi ci o Fatou Menga Mboro ci Nottingham di ci o Yakomba Koy Tala ci London ñu ngi ci o Asi Camara ci Sweden di ci o Aida Ndiaye mu Dado Sila di ci o Aissatou Haidara mu Moro Balde ci Manchester o ci Hadi Conte Sweden o ci Bada Diop Sweden di ci o Mami Jane Ndour America ñu ngi ci o Aida Malik Mbay ci Leicester kon yeen ñep ñu ngi leena o programme bi seen programme la
Gamsobis in focus with Kalilu Banjang every Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m.
You want to know about the Gambia entertainment industry. You want to know the existing policies and programs of the arts and culture sector. You want to know about the governance and management of the arts associations. The program will throw a fresh light on the entertainment industry in focus. We will touch so many angles about the cultural sector, the opportunities and challenges, and interrogate them, and most importantly, offer solutions.
Printing and design, SB Printing and Design, dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo naag wàllu peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy Uyo Seku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB Painting Design lépp loo leen nama si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen kër yi ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 nekk foofu sa Serekunda